know this feeling. You got one app for scheduling jobs, another one for quotes and invoices. You got QuickBooks for the books, and a payment app. Maybe even a spreadsheet someone swears is a source of truth, but by the time you've got the full picture of your own business, you've opened up 7 platforms and you lost 20 minutes. So I got tired of it, and so I built this. It's a dashboard that pulls everything I need to run the business in a single screen. And I'm not a developer, but I built this with AI, and I'm going to show you how I did it so you can do it for your own business. Quick note on who this is for. For anyone in the trades drowning in disconnected tools, roofers, plumbers, electricians, HVAC, any of you guys. Your data lives in 7 places, right? And none of them usually talk to each other. And so that's why I'm showing you this. I do this for businesses all over, and I want to show you exactly how I do what I do. So what I used is simpler than you think. I built the whole thing with Claude. I started in the regular Claude chat. It looks like this. You've probably seen it before. And I just described what I wanted in plain English. And then to make it a real custom dashboard, I moved in the code, which lets you edit the actual code files for your project on your computer. That's it. I mean, just Claude code and a few prompts, and that's how I got where I got to this beautiful dashboard, right? So I want to show you how this starts. You describe your business in plain language, and I'll do it right now. Build me a dashboard for my HVAC business that shows today's scheduled jobs and assigned crews. I spelled some things wrong, but Claude will take care of it. Monthly revenue versus material and labor costs, outstanding invoices, and open quotes. And so it takes some time to get back what you're looking for, but once you get everything you need, you'll end up in a place where you can take a prompt and paste it directly to Claude Code and have to start building these things. Some of the things that you'll need to have ahead of time will be an AWS account and also probably a domain that you want to host the website on. I didn't have any of that when I got started, but Claude Code literally will walk you through step by step. Sometimes it takes a while for it to spit back the details, but depending on the size of the project and what you're asking for, it might be a little faster. So I did this, right? And it got me to here. This is my dashboard for my entire trucking business. I've got a lot of moving parts in my business, right? I got drivers, I got fuel, I got loads per day, I got incoming loads from customers. And it was just a headache, man. I was tired of moving from one platform to another one. I think I was using 7 different platforms at one time. But this completely got rid of my TMS, which is my trucking management system platform. It got rid of my calendar. I was using a spreadsheet. I mean, how many people use spreadsheets for scheduling right now? Probably a lot of you. I'll show you what my spreadsheet looks like. This thing is ugly, right? This is how I was moving all my drivers every single day, keeping track of who's on what load and when it delivered, and then also using this to help invoice customers once the loads got delivered, right? This is just an absolute mess. And so as I've gotten better and better utilizing Claude, I've been able to build complete dashboards from scratch. I start ripping out different software tools and ultimately just start saving hundreds and hundreds of dollars per month very quickly. That's why I have that guarantee that I'll save you 50K within 3 months, because I'm so confident that building dashboards like this will completely just clean up your bottom line, right? You've got employees that are doing jobs that are wasting their time. You've got software that you don't need and is just bloated, right? And it doesn't even do half the things you want it to do, so you got to go get another one. And so once you start adding up, all the different monthly costs for those 3 things, you get to see really quickly how a dashboard like this will save you time. And so if we go back to the dashboard I created, you can kind of see some of the features that I implemented, right? So this is the new calendar. Look at how pretty that is, right? It gets marked green once a load is complete, ready to be invoiced. The colors let you kind of do your planning for the week. And then you also have the ability to change your drivers. It's just been a complete night and day shift since I implemented this. It's putting me in a position where I can scale super fast and bring in more trucks, more drivers. I've got the business, right? I think a lot of times business owners, they have the business and they don't have the infrastructure. And I'm here to tell you that the infrastructure is a game changer. Once you start putting some of these things together, you put yourself in such a position to scale. It's unreal. And so since I've been able to do this, I've been able to hire 3 more drivers and go get 3 more trucks. And I implemented this 2 weeks ago, just to give you an idea, right? So I've got all my loads here. The other thing that was a pain was the intake for like when we get new loads, right? And so I basically built an entire intake system that is handled via email. This basically allows all my customers to email our shipments to one centralized location. And then I've got different folks on my team who will ingest them and then add them to our schedule. I also created tasks so that these guys know what they need to do every day. I've got all my drivers over here. Big problem was compliance, right? And that's keeping track of medical cards, drug tests, DOT inspections. All that lives here. And I get a ping now when one of these things is about to expire, keeping me 100% compliant and keeping me out of trouble if I have DOT inspections. Same thing for fleet. You've got different things that expire, like your plates, your insurance, and even maintenance. I started being able to track through there, right? So I'll put open tasks, like things that should get looked at, like brakes, maybe different parts of the truck. And then maintenance will log all the different tasks that got completed and then whether they're ready for invoicing, right? Expenses, this is like my per truck costs. So on a daily basis, I can see what my per truck costs are, right? Now think about this like in other business industries. This is a game changer. The hardest thing is seeing your cost per day, or like think if you're a restaurant, right? And you want to close out at the end of the every day and pay everyone out. Well, if you had something like this, you'd know that Friday exactly how profitable you were. Not just your gross revenue, not just your bottom line, everything. And then here I put an easy way so that it pulls the info from this calendar, and then my dispatcher can just copy this and text the drivers what their plan is for the next day, right? Well, that was just the beginning, because I'm like, okay, this is great. You know, it's a decent looking dashboard, but then I'm like, I want to make this thing beautiful. I want to wow people. And so that's when I started getting into Claude Code, right? And so I basically went into Claude Code and I said, I want to tell you everything about the app that I created. So I went into here and I basically just put a prompt to Claude and I said, hey, review my entire app at ops.bcatcorp.com and give me the full infrastructure. And so basically once I did that, it pulled in the full build of everything that I built from like a back-end perspective. And so I was able to give that to Claude Design and say, here is the full infrastructure of my app. I want you to make this completely redesigned. And so I put that info in here and I pasted a few screenshots of like some pretty UIs that I enjoy. Like this one's pretty cool. This one's pretty cool. And I said, use that as kind of a reference as you're building my UI. And so it completely took everything that I built and it turned it into this. Like, look at how awesome this is. Like my team is going to be blown away when they see this tomorrow. This dashboard is night and day compared to mine, right? And so once I sign off on all the different, UI elements and making sure they're very pretty and the way that I like them, I'm going to then take this Claude Design and I'm going to say, tell me exactly how to implement this into my existing app. And so it'll give me a very pretty text file or something that I can import directly into Claude Code. And Claude Code will take this entire UI front end and put it into my back end. And so my plan is tonight to get that all implemented once I sign off on the UI design. And by tomorrow, my team's just going to be wowed by this new design. I mean, you guys can see the power of Claude, right? Like this has never been done before. For the longest time, I would buy Salesforce or I would buy Trello or I would buy QuickBooks, and then I would have to get a CRM separate from Salesforce. And it just was bogging me down. I was spending tons of money per month and I wasn't accomplishing any of the things I wanted to do because it wasn't specific to my business. And I think that's where we're at now is we can custom build anything exactly how your business operates rather than being stuck with some templatized structure that is built by some other company to try to appease many companies, right? And so the way that folks like us are going to be successful and stand out from all the other guys that are still using the legacy templated programs is we're going to have our customized solution tailored to our business and to our customers. And we're going to be able to reach levels and highs and scale to just insurmountable growth, right? And so that's what I wanted to get on here and show you today, is just a few of the things I've been working on and some of the power of Claude. I have only been doing this for less than a month, and it has completely changed the world for me right now. So if you want a full step-by-step build, or even a generic version, say so in the comments, because that's going to be the next one. Drop your trade down there. I'm curious what you guys are interested in. I can build you a proof of concept pretty quick if there's something that really might fix a problem for you quickly, and we can talk more about what that might look like to actually put real data in there. Reach out. It's Ryan@jobsdone.io. I'm always available, and please like, follow, subscribe for more info.